Good morning and welcome. Welcome to Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. It's a warm welcome, and I'm glad you found me. I'm on twice a day, 7 days a week, year after year. I've been doing this now for 25 months, and I'm here to help you. I'm here as a loving father who has helped raise 6 children and have 43 years of marriage experience. I have 61 years of life skills too. Now I'm waiting for people to come in slowly but surely. They will come on in. There we go. We got our first person in the room. Good morning again. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You're here to join me to fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. And I've lost my person already. But anyway, we'll wait for the people to come into the room. Mm. Mm. Wow. Um, this is an interactive live stream, which means that there's lots of things you can do in here. One, you can text me a message. I'm going to put my banner up. To text a message, it's just simply give me your first name and where you're located, and make it either a question or a comment about CPS. That's all you have to do to text in a message. Now, if you want to be a guest on my live stream, I'd love to have you. I can have up to 9 of you as a guest. And all you have to do is pick one of my 14 live streams. Now, I'm on at thank you already for the thumbs up, Nergy Galando. Thank you. All you have to do is pick one of those shows. I'm on Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and on the weekends at 8 a.m. And then every night of the week, I'm on at 7 p.m. So that's real simple. You just text me a message at bobp@vincewdavis.com. And you just pick, I want to be on Bob's Sunday morning show, or I want to be on Bob's Friday night show, or Bob's Wednesday morning show, or Monday morning show, or Tuesday. You just pick one day of the week, either night or morning. And you send it as an email to me. And then I, in turn, will contact my show producer, Grace, and she'll send you the link. You just copy and paste the link and put it into your browser. All I ask you is to put your name, your email, and your phone number. And the rules are quite simple. We're respectful to one another, no profanity, and we do not use the names of children, judges, or social workers. And the most important thing is respect one another when you're on here. And that goes true for call-ins too. Now, to call in, I have my number up there. You can call in at 626-698-0990. I'd love to hear from you. And you're welcome to call in. You're welcome to call into my number. Now, you probably notice there's another number there too. There's a number of 888-888-6582. Wow, I got a lot of emojis this morning. Thank you, John, Matthew, Energy, Galando. Thank you guys so much for the love. I appreciate that. And the thumbs up too. So that's really good. Now, the other number on the screen you see, 888-888-6582, is the law office of Vincent W. Davis, the lawyer that will help you with legal advice. And that he was my attorney. In my case, yes, I too had a terrible CPS case. I'm still been fighting them for 15 years, and 3 of them when my children were stolen from me or trafficking, or they they're the only entity I know that could traffic people and get away with it. It's wrong what they do. Now, I'm talking about the 50% of the child protection agencies that are corrupt. Not all of them are corrupt, but they seem to be corrupt. But I'm here as a resource. I have 5 rules I've developed, and I can help you with your questions or your comments of what you need to know. I've helped raise 6 children, and I have 43 years of marriage experience, along with 61 years of working and a lot of life skills. Now, I was talking to you about my attorney. His name is Vincent W. Davis. He's been fighting CPS for 40 years, and he can get your children back. When you call in, you're going to reach reception, and reception, you tell them that Bob Pace sent you so they know who you are. And then after you talk to reception, you'll be able to talk to Mr. Davis. You schedule a time, and make sure you tell him that Bob Pace sent you. Boy, I'm all ums today. I try to make each live stream different and try to present things that were helpful to your case. What best helps me is if you ask me the kinds of questions or make the comments that can better suit your needs, because I'm here to help you. Now, Vincent will help you with legal advice. I mean, his background is immense. He's a trial attorney. He can do criminal matters. A lot of times you'll have a CPS matter, but then there'll be some criminal charge that'll come along with it. So he can do that. He's trained and educated not only in the criminal law, he's trained and educated in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. Those last 3 are the areas of CPS. It's dependency law that's supplemented by juvenile law and family law. After your case is over, he can also do a civil lawsuit. If your constitutional rights or your civil rights have been violated, such as a social worker committing perjury while under oath, um, he can sue them, and he's sued them successfully. He's fight lawsuits against them for millions of dollars, and he's won. His reputation is good about getting families back together and about helping. He once was a foster child himself. He once was a foster child himself. Wow, I can't believe today is the end of November. November was my birthday month. It also was Thanksgiving. It's a time that we're very thankful and very blessed with our blessings. Um, we got now starting tomorrow the Christmas holidays. Tomorrow will be the Christmas holidays. Mm. Um, Boy, it's kind of slow this morning, but that's okay. Some mornings are really hectic, and some evenings, vice versa. But I do want to help you, and it may take several times, but I'm here to talk about these 5 rules I've developed and also to help you with confusion on some of the things that you're involved in. Now, these rules I've come up with. Rule number 1, that is you need to get an attorney. An attorney that is trained in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law is the key to your success if you're going to fight CPS. If you're not going to fight CPS and you can't get a real attorney, then you need to go along with whatever they ask you to do. It may not be the thing you want, but if you don't have a real attorney, your court appointed attorney will not fight for you. Sadly to say, 50% of the child protection agencies that you encounter are no good. They're rogue. They're bad. I know that's hard. I know that's hard. Great. Now, to get this attorney, it's a hard for you financially. And I know that that's one of the key sticking points. I had to quick sell my forever home. And that was a hard thing to swallow when you lose your home. I'd worked 45 years for it, but CPS was forcing me to get somebody that knows what they're doing and how to navigate through CPS. Fighting CPS is like open heart surgery. You need a professional person that's educated and trained and how knows how to navigate CPS. It isn't for court appointed attorneys. Yes, they say that by law they have to provide you with one, but the one they provide you is not going to help you. They're not going to fight. They're not going to work like a regular attorney does. They don't work like that. They don't work like a regular attorney. They really don't. They really don't. But if you get this attorney, a real attorney, it will make changes that will happen. It will make changes. Now, I'm hoping that a lot of you have questions for me or you want me to talk about a particular subject. I'd love to talk to you about, love to help you. Now, my rule number, oh, before I forget, Vincent Davis works out of typically LA County. His office in Arcadia, California. And his retainer is 5,000 approximate. His hourly wage is 500. Now that will also depend on the complexity of your case and how long the case has been going on. But that's the ballpark price. Now, if you want to hire him out of state, it's going to be more because he has his airfare, his ground transportation, his accommodations, and his food while he's there. Plus, there's the license for that particular state. Now, I gave a quote the other day to Georgia. It was 125 for a couple in Atlanta. Excuse me. That he'd come and fight for him in that state. And also, I gave another couple about the same price, 125 in Wisconsin. Yes, that is a tremendous lot of money. There's something that is a life skill that a lot of people don't think about is legal insurance. Now, there is legal insurance for minor things. Zoom is legal insurance. They'll provide you help with your will and with advice and consultation and so forth. But to fight a criminal matter or CPS matter, you need to get different kind of insurance. Now there is insurance for your home. There's your home appliance insurance. There's your car insurance and car repair insurance. There's pet insurance and life insurance. But there's also legal insurance. And I know Allstate's one of them that'll do it. You have to talk around to insurance companies. I've heard of $1 a day, $365 a year premium. That's affordable, especially if they pay for the retainer. You could have a DUI, and that would really be tough. That'd be really tough. Or your son or daughter could have one. Anyway, if you're forced to take a public defender, you're going to have to follow along. There are 4 things that you have to do with public defenders. I need to. I don't know if it's a frog in my throat or. But you have to get something to get a real attorney. Now, those 4 things for the public defender. If you're not guilty, then tell them you're not guilty. Make sure the court knows you're not guilty, and you need to tell the public defender that, and he needs to know that. 2, you're going to follow whatever the judge tells you to do, and you need your public defender to know that so he can inform the judge that you're going to follow whatever the judge says. The sad thing about CPS courts system is that it's decided by a judge. It isn't a jury trial. It should be, but it's not. There is some talk that Texas does something along those lines, but yet to find out if they have jury and CPS there in Texas. Now, so if you to make sure there's so number 3 with a court-appointed attorney. Is that you will follow whatever the judge decides you to do in your plan, the parenting classes, the programs, etc. Those are all important. Those are all important. And lastly, you want to make sure that you, with the public defender, they know that you want as much visitation with your child. And if it's requiring supervision, then go for it. And if if it's Zoom, then you have to do with that. But that's only if you have to use a court-appointed attorney. Now, if they're not any good, you can replace the court-appointed attorney. You can replace them. You can replace a court-appointed attorney. It's in the public defender office, the part of the court. It's very important to understand how the court works. In the courthouse, there's an office for the public defender. And if he isn't performing, you can tell your public defender that you okay. Um, so that's enough to talk about attorneys. Number two of my five things is documentation. And documentation is so important. Documentation is so important. You should get a notebook. You should get a notebook. A 3-ring notebook. That way you can take things out and in, hole punch all your documents, use dividers. Use dividers to organize it so you can find things. You need a place for all the certificates that you complete in your parenting classes and all the program certificates such as domestic violence and your drug rehab. Also, you need a section for all the drug tests if you have to take drug tests. Then you need a place for your court documents and uh, your child protection system documents. But there's also two important documents. You want to document everything, and you want to create what's called an instant time log. It's where you log all your incidents and you arrange it in a timeline fashion. And you devote 3 lines from each, um, 3 lines of notebook paper. You just take notebook paper and you devote 3 lines for each incident. Your first line is going to be the date and the time of the incident on that first line and where the incident took place. If it was on the phone or did you meet somewhere? So you list the phone number or you list the place. Also, on that same line, you want to put the people involved with the incident. If it was you and the children, you and the police, you and the so you list it. Your second line is a summary of what the incident was about. And your third line is a summary of the incident. And that's really important. And after 6 months, you have quite a lot of incidents. They can be related to the police, or they can be related to the social services, the CPS, or they can be related to the school or some other people, friends or whatever. But anytime you have an instance against that involves CPS, you want to list this timeline. And the third line is a summary, 1 sentence summary of the outcome of the incident. If it's resolved, or if it's still open, you leave it blank and come back later and fill it in when it gets resolved. Now, this documentation is something you should carry around with you. Now, number 3 is one of the important ones. My number fives there. Number 3 is where you learn to say no to social workers, no to the police, and do not answer your door. Do not surrender your children. Because when you let them in your home, because that's how their typical MO is, they'll get a complaint from either a professional or a lay person. And this person will sit there and say you're doing something to the child in either neglect or abuse. Now, with lay people, that's usually family, friends, the guy down the street, your in-laws, other family members, those kinds of people. They get right 25% of the time. 75% of the time they're wrong. 75% of the time that they're wrong. Now, the other person is the professionals. The professionals are your teacher, your principal, counselor, anybody related in the school there. Also, your doctors and your nurse at the medical thing. There's your firemen and police and your caregiver, those kinds of people and stuff. You got to be really, really um, understand that they're going to, a lot of times, lay people, it's for retaliation. They like the way your dog barks, or they like the way your yard is overgrown, their yard. So they retaliate by crying wolf, which is sad because no one should contact CPS unless they have to. It's there for protecting our children from neglect and abuse. But the problem is the lay people abuse it. Now, the professionals get it right 50% of the time. 50% of the time they get it right. And I know that's a hard thing for y'all to swallow. There's no question about that. Now, another thing on my rule number 3, you got to be careful about is you don't let them in your castle. Your front door is your drawbridge to your home. Your home is your castle. You don't allow anybody, especially strangers. Yes, police, social, they're strangers. You don't know them. Now, You hear a knock on the door, right away you should be really quiet in the household. Now, if they're screaming and yelling and they can hear fighting going on, they're going to break in. They're going to break in. So, one thing you want to avoid is that you never want to be screaming or yelling. That is a form of abuse. It isn't just, verbal abuse is very emotional to children. When the children observe the parents fighting, it's bad. It's really bad. And you shouldn't see that. You should not see that. And you need to work through the problems such as timeout. Timeout is a good tool. It's used in professional football games. It's used in all sports. When things are going rough or bad, they do a timeout. It's where they reassess things. Now, your timeout can consist of taking a walk, which I strongly recommend you do. When you walk, you can calm down, think about what was saying, and come back and do a different approach. But it's the hardest thing to follow your own directions because you want to fight it. You think you're right, and you don't like to have someone make you think you're wrong. But in the long run, it's better for a timeout than escalate because when you fight, then it can get very physical. And they will break in the house if they hear commotion. But if you don't know who's at the front door and you look through the hole or you have your camera, a lot of you have cameras now, you can see who's at the front door, then you shouldn't answer it. If it looks like a bunch of policemen, don't be intimidated. They can't break into your home unless there's screaming, yelling going on. So either when you open the door, you give permission. They'll come in. They think they have permission to search your home. They think, you don't have to do that. They have to have something called a warrant. A warrant is a legal documentation that the policemen or the social workers went to court to get because they wanted access to your home, access to your children, access to you. It has to be signed by a judge and it's got to be the current date. It can't be something from years past or old warrants. Government agencies have a tendency to use old warrants. So you got to be careful there. You got to be really careful there with old warrants. Now, I have about 3 minutes left before my show will end. It ends at 9 o'clock this morning. So I'm going to take down my phone number since no one is bothering to call. And it's okay. Some days we have people that want to call, and sometimes they don't. Now, I'm going to put in the Department of Government Efficiency. Now, that is a new federal government agency that was started in January of this year for a new president. One of his campaign promises was that he was going to clean house. Right now, the government has been so corrupt in a lot of different areas. People working home getting checks that are not even working. People that are dead getting checks. Too many people doing the same task. There's so much corruption and money being laundered or being stolen. And one of the ones I hope they do investigate is CPS because it's very corrupt. It's very, very, very corrupt. So, anyway, this agency is investigating. They have a website, and the website's quite interesting because you'll see what they're doing and they keep kind of track of everything. They keep track of everything. And they also have 2 phone numbers. Area code 202 is the White House. So they do work. They will talk. And lastly, they got a email that you can email things if you have a problem with your CPS entity in your county, in your state. They like you the least attempt to talk to a supervisor, a manager, or the director, and then talk at the state level, at the state capitol, and talk there to the civil rights coordinator and try to work out your problem with CPS. And so it's the federal response. So you should contact. I'm going to leave it up there because I'm getting ready to show a video. I'm getting ready to show a video. Now, we had a lot of people come in, but no one really talked this morning. It's Sunday morning. I understand that. I guess I did all the talking. But I'm here twice a day. So I'll be here tonight at 7 p.m. That is Pacific Standard Time. So I look forward to seeing you. Please keep fighting for your children. Don't give up. Come here and talk about it. I will help you. I care. Now, there'll be a short video when I end this live stream, so please watch it. And I want you to have a beautiful day, very blessed day. God bless you. And I'll see you tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bob Pace signing off.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last one.